What's the Satori?
What's the story?
Last one 2019, last one of the decade.
We're in the Christmas attire.
You are anyway.
Yeah, last one of the decade.
Yeah, and everyone's putting up all these decade reviews.
New me, new decade.
You mean new decade?
New who?
So yeah, just a quick.
What did
We're
you
going to do a
this
quick.
decade?
We're going to do a quick roundup of the year, but it's going to take too long. So
Way too long.
So
I
basically,
don't even know where to start. Where do we
yeah,
start?
no, that's what we were saying.
We start with the gym.
Yeah,
Right, well, of course, all the students, starting with all the students. Thanks very much for training all year long and keeping the story flag lit. The kids and teens coming on brilliant as well.
yeah,
And then the student staffers or the student coaches, people that are students here, but they're working here as well. Thanks very, very much, because yous are the reason that Satori can go forward. It's grand for me and John to have an idea and to do a lot of work ourselves, but sometimes you just need more hands.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then the parents have come along. They're really integrated in the gym this year. So to the parents, like some of them helping us out over in England, running left and right. Before we didn't have that. So from the ground up, I think students, staff, coaches, parents, and then thanks as well, John. You've done a bit, I suppose. You've done a bit of alright stuff. But yeah, without everyone, the Satori doesn't work, and we really, really are grateful. Especially some of you might see us running in and out, and I'm running over and red in the face at Yanis now and running back the other way. But it's hard to keep it all going on, and without them, it doesn't. So thanks very much. That's the first one, I think.
yeah. The gym's been going well all year. Particular areas like the MMA really only got started this year in earnest, and obviously it's still early days. That's been doing really well.
The MMA got started in 09, man. That's when the MMA started. Now it's just being revamped to now because we had to get better at jiu-jitsu. But don't worry, man. It's not just brand new knowledge you're sharing.
Yeah. Then our pal was saying kids and teens have been doing really well. First year going international with them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first like it's mad. Like it really was the first year that we had like proper amateur fighters. And they're all like their records are doing really well. Like Kyle is 3-1, Jordan 3-0, Jamie 5-1 or something like that. And they'd have more if there was more events on. But like Kyle, for example, like it's turned out much harder to match for him. Those guys are doing great. The kids have gone international. We got a number of medals over at the World
And
Championships.
that's the thing, it used to be kind of like, oh yeah, we won one medal. I think the medals don't even matter anymore and stuff. Like I don't even know how many medals we brought back from the World Championships, but it didn't matter. It was the click of the unit together and the kids getting it done. The kids are competing so much now that it just doesn't matter if they're taking back gold, silver, bronzes. It just, but they usually are. It's just that's not the full focus.
It was great over there. There was
at
at least 20 of us over there, yeah, and then plus titles as well. And fair play to Patsy lining that up.
Yeah, well, it's simple. We've been doing it for so long, like that, like and like now when we bring the team to Portugal, like they get the best of everything. Like it wasn't always like that. It wasn't. It was me and John in a banger in some hostel with no internet, trying to figure out what was what.
No internet would be the least of your problems.
No internet, no sheets on the bed would be the more so. But
dirty.
we've got those trips to England. Like the trips, how much times have we gone to Birmingham to the thing? Like those trips for us, getting in the car, going to the airport to the train. John knows the train's the exact one to get on. You'll see lads on the train line from Ireland. They're the ones that are going to those comps as well. To the hotel, you put the feet up when you get to the hotel. You rest because you've been travelling all day. Next day you fight. If you get a bit of if you get a bit of food in, you're doing well. But of course, with the kids and teens, we change it. You have to get a bit of food in. We went to climbing. We went to a few centres like that. Then you're back on the plane home. But that's what we're doing anyway. So to be able to bring a group of 20 with us to do that, to have the laugh that we're having, yeah, it's quite rewarding, I suppose.
Yeah. The boxing has picked up. It's a mad one with the boxing. You can never tell. Well, it's the same with a lot of classes. Why or when people are going to show up. But the numbers are steadily increasing.
The standard. No matter what striking class, if it's Thai or boxing down there now, like maybe when the program started off initially, you have a bit more, but there's good technique, good solid volume, and it's just getting to where I suppose like that's why we started the jiu-jitsu. You'd be going to do a double leg, you'd be hitting the wall like.
Then the wrestling, we finally got two really good coaches towards the end of the year. One was a Olympian, competed at the 2012 games,
and one was a 7-time champion of his country, but we're not going to say too much about him yet because just listen out, big news coming first week of January, which is probably next week. But
so that was good. The jiu-jitsu, I was a little bit busy with stuff outside of the gym, so people might not have seen me quite as much, fair enough, but also during the year behind the scenes, the stuff like, we don't just come in and show a class, you know, there's a lot of work that goes behind the structure and the systems in place, and a good bit of work has been done on that. There's a lot of work still to be done, it's a never ending story, but I think the adult jiu-jitsu program has been upgraded. People that have come through that began as beginners this year, even the last 6 months or something, they'll notice it. The guys who have been in here for a while will probably notice them, and the coaches, other jiu-jitsu coaches that we have, I'm sure will say similarly. So there's a lot of good stuff going on, and it's hard to see it a lot of time when you're in it.
Just Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes a while to cook stuff like that. Like, that's the thing. It just takes a while for people to be good and add the spice. And one thing I think like that, because I've been beating myself up all year, and not to lower my standards or lower your standards, but how much coach competitors are there in the country? Like, so many coaches up and down the country don't compete, and that's the norm for their gym. Whereas we compete, it changes it a little bit when you're competing. It's almost, if you'd done less, you'd be seen as doing more. Sometimes it's a strange one, you know. You could sit back there with the black belt and the feet up and have lads jumping over balls, or you could go and try to take the heads off them lads yourself. So it's a little bit frustrating trying to have to do all the stuff, and then maybe making a few excuses myself, you know. I'm maybe like trying to make sure that I keep the foot on the ground myself. But looking really forward to being back on the comp scene in the new year. Win, lose or draw, just being back there, because it's so good. You don't, as we were talking about flow and stuck in states earlier, you don't know how good those things are until you're not doing them anymore, or doing them constantly. Like, my last competition was in March of this year. It's too long ago, like, you know. I injured a few injuries like March of this year, like, it's fucking 9 months ago, like, and then you bump a few more. So looking forward to be back on the scene. But it's good to see, like if the lads around you need you to be bringing them to win, they're not going to be there all the time anyway. So it's nice to see this year who's went to the comps. Like, I was even saying it, like, I know I think one of our golden competitors that you'd never even think, not that he won this, but you remember before Thomas got married, Thomas Anderson, do you remember before he got married, the run he was going on? Like, he was competing in every competition up and down the country. Didn't matter if he was win, lose or draw, he was jumping into everything. And just because he was getting married and he knew that he mightn't be able to do all that side of stuff, and the after was saying, Thomas, like, you were in a state of something, that you were just flat out for a year and a half. You were, I think there was medals everywhere, but sometimes it's nice when you're in it to it's really nice when you're in it. So
I think a lot of people, it's going to be really difficult to juggle all those things, to be a good competitor, to be a good coach, to be a good gym runner. Ideally you wouldn't have to do them all at the same time, so I can understand some people sitting back and not doing, but the only thing is that the time to do it is now. Like, by the time, say, I'm going 34 in a few months, you'll be 30, so our athletic career isn't going to last forever. But also then, so you're not going to put off running the gym though, because we have such responsibility to the community here, and we're not going to hold off on the coaching either. And also, the golden age of Irish Jiu-Jitsu, like the boom that people would have seen, if anyone was in it the last 10 or 15 years, you probably noticed the boom like that was in it. And if we weren't in it at this stage, we would never have had the success on a gym scale that we have had. Because it's mad. Just I remember back in 2015, McGregor was at his height, and it was just like, gym was just, the amount of people coming in the door was mad, absolutely mad.
Just fighting in the country.
Yeah, so if we hadn't had the gym at that stage, we wouldn't have done it. So we're trying to do so much stuff at once. We're overwhelmed pretty much, but if we don't do it now, we won't get to do it.
And no one else has done it. That's the main thing. If we don't do a lot of the areas, it just won't be there. So that's the gym tanked, I suppose, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
For a point.
Yeah.
And then actually, and the outsides of the gym, like the marketers that we talk to, our accountant that we talk to, you know, because a lot of them train in here as well. The people that I do ring crying once or twice a year, just screaming.
Crying out your hands into your eyes.
Out my hands into my eyes. And but thanks, because you wouldn't even know who were Fanine's man back in, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't even know the little additions.
There's so many
people that help. So if we have forgotten anyway, we haven't. It's just that there's too many people, and we really do appreciate.
Yeah, there's a huge amount of people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That's what I suppose when you're young, you just walk into a gym. That's it. You don't think of it, but the amount of things that go behind something that's successful is unbelievable. Really, unbelievable. So glad to have it.
Then the events.
Yeah,
it's almost thanking the same people, but we revamped our events, we restructured our events, because the events, it's as simple as they just weren't the same as they were in 2010, 2011. When we started in 2010, 2011 and started getting them going, it was just a different game. Now we're in 2020, so we had a look at what we were doing, we revamped it, we changed one or two things, and our events are better than ever. So 2020, it's just going to be savage for us. Like, one thing we never really done was man managed. Like, we had an idea, we got the people to do the job, and that's it. The job should be expected. I hear some people calling to the gym now. Will I go down and do my speech? Will I? You'd have to, wouldn't you?
If you want.
Yeah.
I'm interested in it down today.
Sure, back in a sec. He could be the next world champion, by.
Jesus. So the events have been going well as well this year. I think this year, like, they've been gradually increasing. You know, at the start we were only running one event. Oh, that's too late for him. One event. It was 2013. It was the Dublin International Open. Then soon after that, like it was just that one for the first year. The second year, it was something that we always wanted to do. We started the gym in May of 2013, I believe it was. Could be wrong. And then I think it was that December we held the first Dublin Open. Next year, Dublin Open. Following year, Sub-Only Summer Smackdown, I think was the next one we brought out. We tried to do 2 Dublin Opens. So you're talking about 1 a year for the first couple of years, then 2 a year. Then we started doing the grassroots because there was a gap there. It was like such a gap between someone who begins training and when they're able to do a national scale event, even just a white belt. You'd be going in, there'd be people there 4 or 5 years at the belt, and the gap between someone training 4 or 5 months to 4 or 5 years was huge. Grassroots plugged that gap. So we're up to Dublin Open, Sub-Only Summer Smackdown, we had Abu Dhabi Pro Trials in there, and then we had like grassroots, and then it's just kind of gradually grown. Last year I think we'd done like 4 or 5 grassroots. We had 6 Children's League. The Children's League was one that was started about 2.5 years ago, I think, by Pat as well. So that's gaining momentum now as well. We had our majors, our Sub-Only Smackdown, Dublin Open International, etc. And this year also we've launched the MMA leagues. So that's something that's been missing from the Dublin scene for quite some time. An opportunity for people to gain experience in that area, and that's going to be every few months as well. So like, it's crystallising a lot this year. We've rebranded a bit of stuff, but next year we're looking at probably 6 grassroots, 6 children's leagues, 6 MMA leagues. That's 18 already. Got Dublin Open, got Sub-Only Smackdown, got the non-profit Irish Open. Sorry, that's another one we started this year as well, or just non-profit Open. And I can't even remember what other ones there are. There's other ones as well. There's 2 or 3 announcements on the competition scene as well that we're going to be rolling out over the next couple of weeks. But yeah, the non-profit Open, like nearly any sport at a high level, it's not for profit, you know. Now I understand that this sport is getting going between the competitions, the clubs and all that. There has to be a certain amount of profit made, but there should be at least one event per year that's non-profit. The idea behind it is all the profit goes back to the athletes. And yeah, I was surprised by the amount of outrage that caused. It seems like just a completely normal thing to do, and we'll continue doing it, so that'll be again next year. But yeah, the events are going well, and a couple of things in the pipeline that should come good over the next few weeks. And yeah, it'll just be better and better. One is going to be really good for the country. The other one is going to also be good for the country, and will be interesting. Will be interesting for sure. So on the comp side, thanks to everyone that made that a possibility. Anyone who was there the first year when we were down in Westmanstown and we were hauling weight over that gate, 6 a.m, 5 a.m, whatever the fuck it was, and running up and down and up and down. Anyone that's been with us along the way, like, we've just put in the work, you know, and anyone who was there with us to help do the work, very much appreciate. Exact same thing with the gym. We're like, anyone who was here when we started off will know what we began as. We didn't begin with, you know, like a franchise name and like 50 to 100 members straight off the bat. We started with, you know, 1 or 2 people and just doing a good job. So anyone who was there that helped us do the work, or while we doing the work, and that helped encourage us along the way, we mucho appreciate though.
Mucho appreciate.
Yeah, so that's the comps and the gym.
Brilliant.
I was touching on a little bit of next year, but I know a lot of it isn't fully set, so
yeah, a few Christmas presents coming.
Yeah, Christmas presents. Christmas is gone.
We're going to do what's the coming Satori. Well, we've been working like running around there, but we've been working on a lot of stuff. But it seems once you're on more specialty, it's harder to put together. So there's a certain couple of areas in the gym that we're going to launch in February, the first week of February, but they've been 2 years in the making.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying we're so busy with some things. We have so many other ideas lined up and so many things that we want to do, but we're so busy doing other things that we haven't quite got a chance to do them. But there's so many more things like in the pipeline. Like, this is just going to get
Yeah.
As far as we have come, I fully understand and know how to get like up to the next stage and the next stage. It's like when they released the PS3 or something, to have the software up to PS10 or whatever it is. Like, we've got this stuff in the pipeline for the next number of years, and by the time we get that far, I'm sure we'll have more.
And they're all going to be interlinked, integrate, and carry each other. So that's a good thing. You can do any area of this gym, and jump if you didn't like in a year or two, go over to it, and you're still going to have a good base in your FMS, your functional movements, your core development. So we're writing, I think our process is getting better and it's working. So from February, we're going to have another thing on Sundays in the Kids for the Gym. That's just going to tie in brilliant for the jiu-jitsu, brilliant for the boxing, brilliant for all the rest of the areas. And it's not in. There used to be a great school like this in Coolmine. Literally, we used to go over and watch it because it was interesting. It's not there anymore. There hasn't been this in the area for the last 10 years. So we're bringing it back to the area, and to get the qualified coaches, the correct gear, the correct size and of the area of mats you need. It's been hard to get right, but so loads of stuff coming. I've got 2 or 3 areas itself being announced in February. Never mind the restructuring on the competition-esque, the competing ourselves, the few revamps in that area. So it's going to be really, really good. Hopefully, really good. Well, the ideas are there and the plans are there and the energy's there. So hopefully it'll just come good.
Onwards and upwards.
There'll be a few curveballs, so we always get a curveball.
Yep, always, and that's all part of it. And we can overcome any curveball.
The curveball,
unless lightning hits me or something and I die, we'll still manage to
I'll still be here.
Yeah, fair enough.
So we do it now, Raffle.
Yeah.
So one thing I think that John is, and this is kind of because I'd be half arguing with John about this stuff, but he's right in a lot of things, because what it says.
I'm right.
What it says to do in the business book, John will say, tear that out the window and fuck it out the window. And
well, tell them what they say. I went down and done a degree in business, and here's what they capped off. Go on, tell them the 5 year. Tell them the 5 year plan.
5 year plan, because that's what everyone
5
does
year
anyway.
plan always involves
tearing the building down.
Tear down the building.
Always tear the building down.
Sure, all you have to do is get a load of finance, and then it's fine to do, isn't it?
Yeah, finance hunters.
People who are teaching those business courses should have a look at themselves. You're going to bankrupt people and ruin their lives.
You're going to bankrupt the business course itself. So I wanted, we're doing a raffle here, and I wanted to charge €25 a ticket.
Oh, you did.
No, anyway, but you could only pay for our raffle by training sessions. Yeah. So that's what Satori
That's the currency about. Around here,
that's
man.
That's the currency around here.
You want to bring down a Christmas present? Don't bother. Just show up and do a great job all year.
Yeah.
Much more difficult to do, and you can't buy your way along the way here.
Yeah. So John went out and bought the presents that I'll go down through them now, but they're very good presents for the kids and teens. And we had a couple of different raffles. So the parents, when they were dropping the kids off, because the parents' efforts, that car park's a boxing ring in itself sometimes, the parents could throw in a raffle. The coaches, when they were arriving, they could throw into the raffle. And the kids and teens, when they arrived and they done one hard training session, if they done one training session, which are always hard here, they got one entry as well. So yeah, we're going to go down through it now, and there's a load of entries. Will we have a look at the prizes first? Yeah. We'll move the camera. Alexis! Jameson Ball! Has anyone seen the South Park on the Alexis boxes? Oh my god.
Right. Just pull it up in front or else we'll ruin it.
Alexis, Jameson Ball. So that's our first one for the adults. Kids, teens, or coach, or kids. No, adults, parents, and coaches. Just adults. And will we draw for it now?
Yeah,
right
as well.
So we have
we do this one first, then we go through one.
We have our Admin Swag, and Marty. Marty.
Oh, no, come out. The one did fall out.
Didn't fall out.
Alright, we've got one.
The boy in the red.
Cormac Hanratty.
With the cork writing in the red, boy.
Cormac Hartley. Hartley, is not Hartley?
No, it's Hartley.
Sorry, I'm so bad at pronunciation.
Man, that cauliflower ear was worth it this year, so. Right, one in the
Collier.
You never know who it is, John G. You're Cormac,
I was getting confused by the text being back to front on the screen.
Okay, next one. Kids and parents.
Yeah, same bag.
Same bag. And we have a little Prosecco and something else, right? You go.
Do you want to do this one?
Yeah.
Don't take out the big page anyway.
Right. And the winner of this one... Akara. Oh no, Donica. Makara.
Prosecco for the nights out.
For the nights out. Good man.
It'll suit your shoes anyway.
Yes, okay.
Right, children's one.
No, we finished the adults.
Alright.
Alright. Next one.
Do another one of them first.
Okay.
And then we'll do the big burst of the finish off.
Same again, the Prosecco and the bites.
He's not even old enough to drink. Jordan.
Jordan, he's 19.
It was a joke. It's a joke. Well done, Jordan.
Your mama loved that, Jordan.
Yeah, give it your mum. Don't drink it yourself.
Yeah, you're in camp. And last but not least, there was a few lads screaming for this in fairness. They wanted the glasses out more than they wanted anything else, so. Last but not least, the last of the parents' ones is.
Well,
currency.
can we do
it again? It's good currency, man.
Yeah,
Hard.
sure.
Fuck it, why not? Fair play to them.
Are you sure? Someone got called again. Are they allowed a second prize or not?
Right, we'll leave him as the winner of this one. Well,
You can't give him two prizes.
why not? Hard training. He was here the whole time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Cormac,
you
you're
bollocks.
fucking fucked. You've
Two
got
whiskies.
Two whiskies. And we'll pull another name just in case we need another one out of the Cormac ass. Maybe Cormac will let her hand over.
It's unlike.
You can fighting from it now. And last but not least, Jordan. Right, so it looks like Jordan and Cormac were getting plenty of sessions in over the Christmas. So
Well, they were.
lads,
They were.
That's the way it goes.
Yeah,
you can
fuck
fight
it.
between us.
Cormac has it.
Cormac has it.
Jordan can do without that.
Jordan, yeah, definitely, yeah. Right, the kids.
We got Bar Choc,
Choc,
Toblerone, Christmas special,
Oh.
and we got Smith's voucher. So
For enough
it's
to
just
get a
easier.
couple of toys out of.
Yeah.
First up. First kid, Toblerone and the voucher. Owen, and that's Owen in the advanced class, one of the three brothers.
Very good.
So yeah, happy
Congrats,
days, Owen. Next up for the same again.
Oh my god.
Down it goes.
There'll be no multiple whatever for the children.
David for the next winner. Well, I don't know if that's enough, guys. Gonna have to need a second name on it. Go again. Other ones will sit there. Daria. Well, there's only one Daria in the club, so at least we know her. Daria in the advanced class. She was on our Facebook, the snake girl with the. Did you ever see her snake hair for that one?
Yeah.
That was a really cool photo. And she's been trying hard all year, so fair play, Daria.
Yeah.
And competing. And we even went to England, and coach's fault, well, not my fault actually, someone's fault that she was in the wrong way. She didn't even get a match in England, and but we got our matches all across Ireland. Oh yeah. So Daria, a little bit of hard work pays off. At least there's an end of the year treat, and next year's going to be even bigger. And you can't go into the teens class yet. That's what she wants to do, teens class. Okay, two more. We'll do the big one next. All the stuff we weren't allowed when we were young, that's what we do give all the kids here. Oreos, metre long stick with the
Schmidt's voucher.
Smith's voucher.
Here you go.
And Kyle. We only have one Kyle as well, I know who it is.
Very good.
Kyle Levinson, who also was the chap from my Instagram who broke his hand and hid it for the Irish Open. Do you remember the kid that broke his hand this year and was like, no, it's grand, went and won the Irish Open and then went to the hospital after and had the broke hand? Yeah, that's Kyle. So, once again, Kyle, fair play to you. Irish Open champion, done it with one hand, and now you've got a foot long, so you can get the whole X of the screen, foot long Oreos to get down the pipe. Happy days. And we don't encourage any of these once it's not around Christmas time, guys. Last but not least for the kids.
Axel Villatoro. At least you put the two names in.
Good man. Well, at least we'll know who that is. It's probably one in Yanis's class, in the beginner class. Well done, Axel. And that's all our our raffle done. That's our 2019 raffle done.
That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
So, finalise. Thanks very
again
much
for
to everyone
everything.
that was part of it. And it's only, if anyone has been part of this for a while, to see how the progress. It's just nice and steady. Some people that have progress in them for a year
It's
or
not
two.
nice and steady. It's not like that. It's more like this.
Yeah, but if you look, it is pretty much like Pat saying, up and down. But the trajectory over 5-6 years has just been like that, and it's not stopping. So glad to have you on board. Really looking forward to seeing what this year holds. We've got some mad plans. Like we got 2 or 3 things that 2 of them are kind of long shots, but if they come off,
They will come off.
they're long shots, but yeah, they could come off. They could well come off.
And then-
and you won't believe it. You won't believe it.
And then events-wise, all the events are going good. They're all on smooth comp and stuff. And then just for we're going to concentrate on just, I know sometimes it's up and down, but Easter, Halloween, and Christmas. We'll be having 3 major kids parties around those ones: Easter Bunny, Halloween party, Christmas. Just for, because you can pick up down, and we're doing summer parties now. Those 3, and we're going to do them good, because we'll have a few props. We'll have approved props in this year as well, or next year as well.
Righto.
Keep the training, keep it lit, do what you can while you can, just be 1% better. It's not, you don't have to be perfect, but yeah, just 1% better every day if you can.
Yeah.
And every day doesn't go like that, but as long as you aim for it to go that way, you should be alright.
Onwards and us. Onwards and us.
Onwards and uswards.
Until next time, folks.
Woo.